Hollywood is no stranger to legal drama, but few cases have shocked the industry like Justin Baldoni's $400 million countersuit. At the heart of the storm, Baldoni versus Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, their publicist, and the New York Times. This wasn't just about money. It was about reputation, truth, and the power of public perception. The saga began with a lawsuit against Baldoni, quickly escalating into a public spectacle involving some of Hollywood's biggest names. Media coverage turned a private dispute into headline news, blurring the lines between personal and professional lives. The core question: what is the truth? For Baldoni, it was about clearing his name. For Lively and Reynolds, supporting a cause they believed in. For the New York Times, defending press freedom. Each side's perspective fueled a complex, emotionally charged legal battle. The $400 million figure underscored the stakes. This was about more than just damages. To understand what happened, we need to unravel the events that led to this explosive lawsuit and its dramatic conclusion. Let's dive into the story behind the headlines. Before the lawsuit, Justin Baldoni was best known as Raphael Solano on Jane the Virgin, earning acclaim and a loyal following. But Baldoni's ambitions went beyond acting. He co-founded Wayfarer Studios, directing films like 5 Feet Apart and Clouds, focusing on stories of human connection. He became a public advocate for redefining masculinity, delivering a viral TED Talk and authoring Man Enough Undefining My Masculinity. His brand was built on authenticity, empathy, and social impact. Baldoni's reputation for integrity made the allegations against him especially shocking to fans and colleagues. Years of work building a positive public image were suddenly at risk. For Baldoni, the lawsuit wasn't just about his career, it was about defending the values he stood for. The stakes were personal and professional, with his message and legacy on the line. The man who championed vulnerability now faced his greatest test in the public eye. Understanding Baldoni's background is key to grasping why this legal battle mattered so much. His fight was about more than clearing his name. It was about protecting everything he'd built. The conflict began on a film set where Baldoni was set to direct and Blake Lively was to star. What started as creative disagreements soon escalated, with rumors of a toxic work environment spreading quickly. A crew member filed a lawsuit against Baldoni's production company, alleging serious workplace issues. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds publicly supported the crew member, releasing a statement through their publicist about the importance of safe sets. Their involvement brought intense media attention, especially after the New York Times published a detailed article citing anonymous sources and the couple's statement. The article painted Baldoni's leadership in a negative light, turning industry whispers into a full-blown scandal. For Baldoni, the public narrative was devastating. He felt judged without a fair chance to respond. The story was no longer just about a film dispute. It was a high-profile controversy threatening his career. The combination of celebrity voices and major media coverage amplified the allegations far beyond the original lawsuit. Baldoni believed the narrative was being twisted, leaving him little choice but to fight back. The stakes had shifted from a workplace dispute to a battle for reputation in the court of public opinion. This sense of injustice set the stage for Baldoni's massive legal counterattack. In response, Baldoni filed a $400 million countersuit for defamation not against the crew member, but against Lively, Reynolds, their publicist, and the New York Times. He claimed their statements and the Times article were malicious, designed to destroy his reputation and career. The lawsuit argued that Lively and Reynolds used their fame to legitimize false claims, turning a minor dispute into a scandal. Baldoni's team accused them of irresponsibly leveraging their influence, while targeting the Times for unbalanced reporting and reliance on anonymous sources. The countersuit alleged that Baldoni wasn't given a fair chance to respond before publication. The $400 million figure reflected the scale of damage-lost projects, canceled deals, and a tarnished public image. This was a bold, high-stakes move to reclaim control of the narrative. Baldoni was betting everything on proving he'd been wronged in the eyes of the law, but the legal battle was just beginning. Despite the drama, Baldoni's countersuit faced a major legal obstacle. It was dismissed by the court. The judge ruled that Lively and Reynolds' statements were protected opinions, not direct accusations of fact. Their public support for the crew member was seen as advocacy, not defamation. The court emphasized that holding them liable would chill free speech on important workplace issues. The claim against the New York Times was also dismissed, as the paper followed standard journalistic practices and included responses from Baldoni's team. For a public figure like Baldoni, winning a defamation case requires proving actual malice, knowing falsehood or reckless disregard for the truth. The court found no evidence of this. The law's broad protections for speech and press, especially on matters of public concern, proved insurmountable. The dismissal highlighted the gap between personal injustice and legal standards. Baldoni's legal gamble had failed, but the public fallout was far from over. The dismissal ended the legal fight, but the consequences lingered. For Baldoni, it was a costly defeat. His reputation damaged, his career in limbo, and no legal vindication. Lively and Reynolds emerged with their reputations intact, their advocacy for safe workplaces affirmed by the court. The New York Times saw the ruling as a victory for press freedom and responsible journalism. The case underscored the power and risk of celebrity influence in media narratives. It also showed how difficult it is for public figures to win defamation suits, even when reputations are at stake. The story is a cautionary tale about the responsibilities of fame and the speed at which public opinion can shift. In the end, the legal chapter closed, but the debate over justice, reputation, and truth in the age of celebrity continues. For everyone involved, the lessons are lasting, and the spotlight, unforgiving. The price of fame has never been higher.